All right, everybody, it is official. Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn is signed and taking place September 12th, live from T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
All right, guys, it is official. Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn will be going down September 12th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, a celebration for Mexican Independence Day, a mega event, an event that we've been waiting on confirmation to make it official, and it has finally come. Dana White announcing it this morning, Ring Magazine backing it up as well. We're going to be seeing Ryan Garcia defend his WBC welterweight title against Conor Benn in a mighty fight. Like, this is a very good fight. It's going to be purely a good fight based on the entertainment, all right? Let's not get it wrong. Conor Benn is not the most technically gifted. This isn't going to be Bivol versus Beterbiev. But in terms of saleability, in terms of entertainment, in terms of hype, in terms of getting behind this fight, I am right there. I think it's going to be one hell of a scrap. We know these two guys both like to bring it. Conor Benn just constantly aggressive and physical. And you add that technical nous from Ryan Garcia and that just pure boxing ability, the speed. All right, the fact that he's now a world champion. You get 10% better when you become a world champion and all of that. It's going to be one hell of a fight. We've seen all of the shit talk leading up to this announcement. We've seen them at the Ring Awards.
How does it go? You tell me.
That left won't work on me. You know.
We'll see. That's what they all say, but somehow I find the target every time.
Don't be talking shit in my city.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious. Come on now. Come on now.
Talking shit in my city.
You know how it is. Your city? Your city?
In my city.
You don't think I'm gonna hit you with that lipstick?
No.
Many fighters like you. I thought that was strong.
Go for it.
Yeah, you go for it. You go for it. You go for it. You're the one that started that shit.
Go on, you go for it.
We've seen them in interviews.
Everybody knows how to say. Oh, what? You fell? Where's the remote? Huh. Yeah, 1 round's all I need to see, guys. I'm sorry to tell you guys. 1 round's all I gotta see. And again, you guys can have your own opinions and what people are. People are gonna say a lot. I know what I'm gonna do, man. And me at my best, 80% will beat this man. And I'm just telling the truth, guys. If you guys think otherwise, you could gladly bet on him. Put your money on him. If you really think he'll beat me, guys, please bet on him.
I don't mind that fight at all. I think he fits perfect for my set of skills. Falls right into my pocket.
I think he's a liability. I think he's a loose cannon. I think he's unpredictable. Could say unprofessional. But ultimately, he's sheer entertainment.
He's a bigger dude. But other than that, I don't see his boxing skills up to par on what I got.
These guys hate each other, and these guys both want to get in there and get a big win. I think, you know what? It speaks volumes, the fact that this is Canelo's weekend. All right, this is normally Canelo's weekend. He is set, dated to fight on this weekend basically every single year. And because of Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn and the fact that this fight is going to sell so well in Las Vegas, Canelo Alvarez and Christian Billy's fight has been rescheduled because they know that they can't compete with this event. They know that they're not going to be able to do it on the same weekend, on the same day. Canelo Alvarez doesn't want to be co-main to this. So they've had to reschedule. I think that's showing, where Canelo Alvarez is in his career and how well this fight is going to sell, because we've got a UK fighter, we've got a US fighter going head-to-head. We've got Ryan Garcia with that Mexican heritage as well. This is one hell of a fight. I'm very intrigued to see when they announce the undercard. I do hope we get to see some, Mexican stars, William Zepeda, Isaac Pitbull Cruz on the card as well. But this fight for me, it's one hell of a fight. And I think lots of people, when they see this announcement, when we've seen sort of the build-up to the announcement coming, all the talk has been Ryan Garcia will win this fight and win it quite easily. And early doors, yes, I would 100% agree with all of you. Ryan Garcia is much the better boxer than Conor Benn is. Technically, all right, the experience over the course of his career, the best win of his career against Devin Haney. All right, I know it's not technically a win, but for me, that is his career performance. That one or Mario Barrios, if we're talking about a clean performance, it's the one against Mario Barrios. Ryan Garcia is far the better fighter than what Conor Benn is, and we saw that in his last fight. All right, the fact that Mario Barrios, although we don't really rate Mario Barrios as a top quality champion, he was still a world champion, and Ryan Garcia did that to him. So when he comes in against this fight against Conor Benn, we just see the performance Conor Benn's coming off against Regis Prograis, something that was very disappointing in a lot of people's eyes. That fight was set, that fight was made for Conor Benn to go in there and get a knockout. Don't get it twisted. Regis Prograis, that is his last fight before retirement. He has lost quite a few fights in his professional career. He was underweight. He's undersized against Conor Benn in that division, in that catchweight, I think it was. Conor Benn was set to go into that fight and get a knockout against Regis Prograis, and it didn't come. All right? And that does affect, the way people look at Conor Benn. I think Conor Benn's best performance to date is his fight against Chris Eubank Jr. 1. Although he wins the second one and loses the first one, I think the closeness of the contest, how well he fought in that big step up against a bigger fighter in Chris Eubank Jr. shows that he is a quality fighter. The second fight was a shutout, but so many question marks around what happened to Chris Eubank Jr. Lots of people don't give him the credit that maybe he does deserve. At the end of the day, Conor Benn can only beat what's in front of him, and that's what he went and did. So I don't begrudge him too much, but in terms of career performance, I say Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank Jr. in the first fight is by far his best performance. Now, I would back every one of you that says that Ryan Garcia should win this fight. The reason it's an interesting fight is because Ryan Garcia isn't the ultimate professional. We're not talking about Ryan Garcia, the guy that is, your Terrence Bud Crawford. We're not talking about a guy that is 100% dedicated day in, day out, and has been for the past 10 years. This is a guy that goes through highs, he goes through lows, there's lulls in his career. There is questions around what he does. Devin Haney, all right, Rolly Romero. I think you look at these back-to-back performances, the fact that you go from that performance he threw up against Rolly Romero to the one he threw up against Mario Barrios, all right, 12 months apart, but night and day difference. There is a big difference between Ryan Garcia on his day and Ryan Garcia that isn't really dedicated. And you just can't guarantee that. You can't, like, everybody thought Ryan Garcia was going to be up for that fight against Rolly Romero with the history and everything behind it. But he wasn't. He didn't turn up. He didn't care. He didn't show up. He didn't, perform on the night. He probably didn't put in the training ahead of that fight. But when push came to shove and he was fighting for that WBC belt against Mario Barrios, gets his dad back in camp, you saw the levels that Ryan Garcia has. And that Ryan Garcia, the one that beat Mario Barrios, absolutely 100% every single day of the week beats Conor Benn. But you can't guarantee that Ryan Garcia is going to turn up. Conor Benn, we know what we're going to get from him. All right, not the most technically skilled. I do think he's getting a better boxing ability every time we see him, but not that technically skilled. But in terms of a pure athlete, all right, physicality, aggression, and I still do think he has a bit of a knockout punch. Although we didn't see it against Regis Prograis, I do think it is there. Maybe the changes of weight is affecting that, and we're going to have to see it. But he's a high-performing athlete. He's a guy that 100% is a handful. And he's going to be difficult for Ryan Garcia. But I think Ryan Garcia, that left hook, step back, draw him onto it, is going to land flush. That's probably how the fight's going to go. But Ryan Garcia has to turn up, because we were all saying the same thing when he took on Rolly Romero, and guess what? He didn't turn up. I do like that Ryan Garcia is fighting with both hands, though. Ryan Garcia, for the first time in his career, we saw that right hand against Mario Barrios, and it was only took, 30 seconds into that fight, and it landed flush, and he threw it all night. If he can now go in this fight against Conor Benn, use both hands effectively, because he didn't really use that left hook against Mario Barrios, use them both against the stampeding, rampaging Conor Benn, yeah, Ryan Garcia will be far too good for Conor Benn. And I do agree with everybody that it shouldn't really be close. I would agree that Ryan Garcia wins this fight 9 times out of 10. That 1 time out of 10 is the one time that he probably doesn't show up. That sounds disrespectful to Conor Benn. I'm a big Conor Benn fan. Everybody knows that I was cheering for Conor Benn against Chris Eubank Jr., and I believe he should have won both fights. But I think when we get down to grass tacks and we really, really look at this fight, it is Ryan Garcia's to lose. And I'm not delusional enough, I'm not biased enough to say that, all right, just because I like Conor Benn means he's going to come in and win this. No, he's not. He shouldn't win this fight. It should be Ryan Garcia. He's got the amateur pedigree. He's got now the world title level pedigree. And I think if you put Ryan Garcia in the fight against Regis Prograis, he gets the knockout. The other thing that I want to talk about this morning is Errol Spence Jr. has officially asked Team Zoo, according to Jeff Fennick, he has asked Team Zoo for a change of weight. They are no longer fighting at 158 pounds. They're now going to be fighting at 160 pounds, which does bring more questions than it does answers. No real explanation why. It wasn't Errol Spence that leaked this information. It was Team Zoo that have said it. It makes me worry. I was already worried about the way that Errol Spence is going to come in and perform on the night, because I'm not sold that he is going to be a high-performing fighter on the night. I'm not convinced we're going to see 2019 Errol Spence. And the fact that now he's asking for a weight change, all right, is he coming in overweight? Did he not train hard enough? Why was he unable to make that 2-pound difference? So it does worry me. We're going to have to wait and see to fight day. He landed today in Sydney, so we're going to have to wait and see. But the big announcement, Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn is going down September 12th. I would agree with everybody that this is Ryan Garcia's fight to lose. He should be going in there and beating Conor Benn. And to be honest with you, I think he should be going in there to knock him out. I think there's going to be opportunities there. I think the fact that Ryan Garcia on his day, I mean, don't get me wrong, he was juiced up, but to drop Devin Haney 3 times in a fight is a very, very tough thing to do. And he did it against Devin Haney, who is a skilled boxer. He's going to have a guy in Conor Benn that does let his hands fly, all right, that doesn't have great defense, and that will walk onto shots. I think that Ryan Garcia, a successful night, is a night that ends with Ryan Garcia victory via knockout. And that is probably my early prediction. I think Ryan Garcia lands the left hook, knocks out Conor Benn. We're going to have to wait and see. I can't wait for the build-up to this fight. I think the press conference is going to be absolutely magical, the shit talk, the build-up to this fight, and I'm very intrigued to see what our undercard's going to be. If you're talking about undercard fights, Emmanuel Navarrete versus Shock Foster, I think that's got to be on this. That is one of the best fights to put on this undercard, and I'd love to see it as the co-main. Guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm out of here, guys. See ya!